Do you feel it? There's a storm brewing. The breeze is rolling the rain in. Maybe you've been caught in one already. Maybe you're there right now, just trying to keep your head above water, just trying to hold yourself steady. Sometimes it can feel like the storm that you're in is never going to end. If that's you right now, this video has found you. And I pray that the story I'm about to share will strengthen you through the very end. See, God has the power to calm the storm, but that doesn't mean He's going to. Sometimes God wants to calm you while you're in the storm so that He can strengthen you. So I'm going to tell you about a storm that we faced not very long ago and how God's provision and protection reigned supreme and saw us through. It was early November and we had been without rain for several months. Everyone in the area was praying because this is typically such a lush and moist place, but it had been hot and dry as a bone. In really early November, we got a little bit of a twinkling, not really a lot of rain, but enough that we could feel the earth starting to breathe again. But then on November 3rd, out of nowhere, the big rains really came. And it rained, and it rained, and it rained. And the whole earth sighed with relief as the ground became saturated. But then it rained, and rained, and rained, and rained some more. And on the 4th of November, as we're sitting down to dinner, I get a text message from my neighbor next door. He says, "Brooke, have you seen this storm? Have you looked outside? Are you guys okay?" He said, "I was just trying to leave to go to the airport, but I can't see the driveway. It's a river." I'd peeked outside like 10 minutes before, and sure, it was really soggy. But when I opened the door again, I was so shocked at my discovery. The water was rushing all around our house in true river fashion. Now, mind you, I had just seen what had happened in North Carolina and Tennessee, and we're right by a creek. There's a river around my house. My knee-jerk reaction was to want to panic. I could see the size of the storm that was brewing, but I serve an all-powerful God who is greater than any storm. So as we put on our life jackets and tied ourselves together, I said a prayer. See, in my head, playing over and over were these images of people losing their houses downriver. And for those that don't know, we live in a shed that we converted into a tiny house right by the creek. So my prayer to God was this: "Dear God, thank you so much for your provision and your protection. I pray that you were with us in the storm. I pray Psalm 91 protection over our home and over our family. For I know that when I'm nestled under your wing, I am protected and upheld by your righteous glory. God, I pray that you protect our home. I trust that you are the God that can calm the storm, and I pray that you do that. However, Lord, I know that I have asked for things to shift and I have asked for things to change, and I know that your will is perfect. So if it is your will that my house might need to float on down the river, Father, I pray that you give me perfect peace in this storm to deal with whatever might need to be dealt with." We got ourselves out of the house. We got up to the neighbors. We were safe and sound. And all night long, I just prayed and I gave gratitude to God for protecting us and for keeping us safe in the storm. Now, simultaneously, I know, and I've learned this lesson before, I am willing to let it all go and go follow God if need be, because He is my true source of strength and my true security. But we have worked really hard. We do really like it here. And to have it stay would be such a glorious testimony. And every so often, all night long, I wake up, I pray, I pop open the front door, and I listen. And I can hear that the rain has slowed a bit, but the water down the hill where our home is still sounds like a freight train. But it's dark and it's unknown, and there's absolutely nothing I can do. It's completely out of my control. So what there is to do is to just find my peace and relax into it and see what comes. God has protected us with pinpoint accuracy. He has upended chunks of concrete bigger than SUVs and sent telephone poles traveling downstream. He's upturned vehicles and moved sheds, but our home stands untouched, protected, sturdy, complete. Now, the coolest thing about this whole story about God's storm is right before the big storm hit, my daughter had been playing out front with a little toy orcales. And she had built a little lake and the orca was swimming. And I thought, surely the storm was going to wash something that was so small away. But as we were wandering around the front yard, there it was, sitting in the dirt, just chilling, plain as day. So look, I say this to say to you, I don't know what kind of storm that you're going through. I do know the God that we serve. I do know the protection and the provision that's available for you. I know that the storm may strip away everything that you have worked for, everything that you think is a part of you and a part of your life. But God doesn't send storms on accident. God sends the storm to strengthen and to refine you. It's actually meant to break off those dead and broken bits and to clear it out, to wash it downstream so that you can have some space to grow something new. God might not calm the storm, but if you let God, God will calm the storm that's inside of you.